Model Y has had kind of an interesting year thus far. I mean, they took away the lumbar support, they took away radar, and despite Tesla removing several parts, the price just kept going up. So I was kind of quick to cling on to this news, and I did want to highlight it in today's video because it's the first time the Model Y has gotten better in a while, and we're actually seeing those price hikes go towards something that customers can like and appreciate, which is Bioweapon Defense Mode, which in the US at least has been restricted to just the Model S and X vehicles. Essentially, it's a hospital-grade air filter, which is definitely really helpful during wildfire season and the air quality is tanking. Tesla actually had introduced it to the made-in-China Model Y earlier this year, and because the air quality is known for being pretty terrible in China, it made a lot of sense for that demographic, and I'm sure the Chinese Model Y is way cheaper to build over there than the US version, so it made perfect sense as to why the Model Y got it. And just in case you're curious as to why the Model 3 has not received it, apparently due to some comments Elon made a while back, the front of the Model 3 is so small it can't really accommodate for this upgraded filter without compromising too much on the frunk space. So personally, I think there would be a lot of people out there willing to put up with a smaller frunk if it meant that the air quality within their vehicle would be a lot better, but because the Model Y is a physically larger vehicle overall, it allows them to add this extremely high-end HEPA filter without compromising on the frunk space. It was proven in China, so they figured, hey, let's bring this to the American-made Model Y. Now, the confusing part about this, in case any of you are in the market or thinking about ordering a Model Y sometime soon, is that the website has not officially made any update or reference to this. We know it's a feature Tesla is comfortable referencing to because on the Model S interior page, they reference the upgraded air filtration system and say how good it is on those vehicles. But if you go over to the Model Y page, nothing has been updated and nothing has been changed. So how do we know this news? Well, it's because of recent deliveries that have been made within the month of July. This has been spotted by the Kilowatts because nothing gets past them. They literally know about any tiny change Tesla makes. And they got their hands on a recently built Model Y, again, built in this month of July. And the Bioweapon defense toggle showed up within the air conditioning settings. So perhaps Tesla is just keeping it quiet for now and they want to make an official announcement later and say, by the way, all Model Ys from the past couple months now have this upgraded air filtration system, but for whatever reason they've decided to hold back on it, and I'm wondering if it's just because Model S and X are really high in demand and they're ordering a bunch of parts to meet the demand of the S and X, and they happen to have a few extra air filtration systems, so they thought they'd just chuck them in the Model Y. I'm mostly joking about that, but I do think it's a great thing to have this added benefit of being able to truly purify the air inside the vehicle, which this, yes, has been tested. It does make a noticeable difference, at least in regards to the data. And before, making this feature only available on $70,000 to $90,000 vehicles was a bit of a shame because it does literally improve your health. It improves the air that we're all putting in our bodies as we're driving around. And to now bring down that air filtration system into more affordable vehicles, I see as an absolute win now, knowing you can get this hospital grade system in a $50,000 Tesla. Makes me wonder if one day, you know, if Tesla decides to bring back the standard range Model Y, will we now have this excellent air quality built into a $40,000 electric crossover in the future? And Elon has said in tweets in the past that this is a really underrated feature of Tesla's vehicles, and I happen to agree, just because I think people get hung up on little details with Tesla all the time with like, oh, this little panel doesn't align exactly with this little cross beam, and there's quality control problems, sure, and I'm not saying Tesla shouldn't fix those. I truly believe they should, but tiny details like that, I believe, go unnoticed in other vehicles, and the fact that Tesla put such an emphasis on air quality, which makes sense, that's part of their mission, trying to make the world a more sustainable place and having vehicles that don't cause emissions. It means Tesla cares a lot about air quality. You know, even if your electric vehicle is charged completely from a coal power plant, that pollution at least is centralized and put away from where most people are living, opposed to cars, which are pumping out toxic fumes constantly all throughout our streets and neighborhoods where we're living our everyday life. And that does cause lung diseases. It is a problem for our health. So bringing down the cost of that air filtration system into more affordable vehicles, I see as a huge win. And if there's a way for Tesla to bring it to the Model 3 someday, I think that would be fantastic. And I also would love to see Tesla get into the HVAC business. I know I haven't talked much about that on this channel because it's not really about EVs, but Elon's referenced it in podcasts and earnings calls in the past. Because HVAC HVAC systems consume so much power on a daily basis. You know, we're all using electricity for lights and computers and TVs, but all of that stuff falls short of the amount of electricity we waste on air conditioning and inefficient HVAC systems. So I would love for Tesla to get into that field because it relates to their mission statement, and I think the advanced engineering that goes into this bioweapon defense mode, as they call it, shows that Tesla has some really talented engineers at the company that are able to make really impressive air filtration systems. So I'm happy to see that change has been made. I hope that it is permanent and they don't take it away in the future to save on cost. I want that to stay in all of Tesla's vehicles and eventually make its way into all of them if possible. And there's certainly some speculation going on as to whether or not that HEPA filter will be available as a retrofit for people who bought an older Model Y. Right now, we don't know for sure if Tesla's going to be offering that, but I agree it would be amazing if they did. Thank you all for watching. Hope you have an excellent rest of your day. Take care.